Right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the training for today. Remember, we are still having our CorelDraw training graphic design. I want to show us something. I want to start by teaching us how to fit a text to part. How to fit text to part. That's what I want us to do now. So how do you do that? If this is a text I want to fit to part, I've typed it and I want to fit it around this circle. What do? I right click on the text. I use my pick tool rather. Come to text, look at text up there on your menu bar, click on text. You see fit to path, so I click on fit to path. You see an arrow there pointing to the circle, and you see a display or a change showing you how and where possible you can fit the text to part. So once I get the alignment and position that I want, I'll just click once and the text will be fit to that path. So that's how you can fit text to part. So when a text is fit to part and you want to edit that text, all you need to do is to double click like this. Maybe I want to make it bold. I will double click so that I can highlight the text or select the text. Then I will click on bold. If I want to retype, maybe I want to say how to fit text to a circle, and I write to a circle, and I'll delete what is left there. So this is how you fit text to path. How did I do it again? Should I go through it again? Okay, let me do that again. Let me delete everything here and do it again. Maybe this is my circle and I want to fit to part. I'll type my text. Let's say how to fit text to path. I want it to be bold, so let me make it bold before I do my fitting. I will now go to text, click on fit to path and bring it to here. So that is just that. So that's how you fit text to path. Now there's something I didn't mention. If you want to create more pages, maybe you've worked on page 1, you want to work on another page, you don't want to work on the page you've been working on, you click on this plus sign here. Look at this plus sign down here. When you do that, a new page has been created. This is our former page, this is our new page. I think I should have mentioned this probably in the first or second class, but since I didn't mention it, I'm just remembering it now. I've mentioned it. So now I want us to learn how to work with images, because graphic design involves working with images. So I want us to see preliminary things we can do with images. Now I want you to know that there are several types of images that are supported by CorelDraw. Examples are PNG images, JPG images, JPEG images, GIF images, Adobe Illustrator AI images, and Photoshop design images. So how do you get an image into your CorelDraw document? You go to File, click on File, click on Import. When you click on Import, you go to where your image is located. I'll go to where my image is located. My images are in pictures. I want all format. So I choose my format to be all format. Now I want to just import an image, maybe a background. Let me import a background, something I can work with. I want something that will be simple for us to work on. Okay, let's use this. I import this background. Now this is the background. I can stretch it. Okay. Let me resize it a bit. See how I'm resizing it? Just go to any of these nodes, click, hold down your mouse and drag. If you drag in, you are reducing. If you drag out, you are increasing. I hope that is understood. So I want to be able to view all the sides of this image. So I'm going to click on my zoom button and right click. Okay, I can see all the sides now, but it's a bit too in. I'll just highlight the area around this image so that I can come closer to the image. So this is how you can import image. How did I do it? Go to file, tap on import, locate the folder where the image you want is, and click on the image, then click on import, then come to the page and click on the page, and the image will be imported and pasted there for you, and you can stretch, to expand or increase the size of the image. So that's how you import images into your page. So there are images, this background. I can decide to import an image that has people in it. Yeah, let me put up one. Maybe we'll try to do a design, maybe a flyer design now with one of those images. So wow, that's not the image I want, sorry. Import, scroll down. I'm scrolling down, there's an image I'm looking for. I think I found it. Let's work with this image. I want to work with this background. Control Z. I want to work with this background. Let me see. Okay, I want to work with this background. All right, now let me reduce the size of this image a bit. Okay, I'm coming. I'll show you some other things. Okay, now leave that there. Now that's what we call power clipping. Power clipping means when you place an image or a shape inside another shape. When you do what? When you place an image or a shape inside another shape. For instance, if I draw a circle, remember I told us for it to be a circle, the length must be equal to the diameter on all sides should be equal. So to achieve that, I have to make sure that what I have horizontally here is what I will have vertically here. So I'm going to change that value now. I'm going to change this. Okay, let this be 351. I need to make this one also 351. Once I press enter, that has become a circle. So I want to place this image inside this circle. How do I do that? Watch. What I'll do is just to click on this image, then go to objects, look for Powerclip, say place inside frame. I'll now click inside here. The image is there, but because of the original position of the image, it is off view area. So what do? I click on this shape and I click on edit. So I'm trying to edit the Powerclip. When I click on edit, it will open what is inside the shape so that I can edit it. So I click on edit and move this image and position it where and how I want it to be. I can reduce the size a bit. I can do this. Okay, so now if I say finished, or finish rather, this is what I get. So this is how you place an image inside a shape. Remember, we say we call it power clipping. So let's go through it again. Undo, 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 undo. Okay, so this is the shape. Look at it. It's not inside the circle. It's not inside the circle at all. So how do I put it inside the circle? I'll click the shape. When I've clicked the shape, I'll go to objects. I'll look for Powerclip. I'll say place inside here. You see, it's there. I'll now go to edit and I'll position the image the way I want it to be. Position the image the way I want it to be. So once I am done with my positioning, I'll just click finished. Okay, so this is how you do power clipping. And there's a trick I want to teach you here. Since I am treating power clipping here with you, it is actually a premium trick. It's a trick I usually would teach those who are attending my paid class. But as a bonus, because I love this class so much, let me give it to you as a bonus. There's a trick I will do for power clip, and it will look as though part of the person will be inside the shape while the other part is outside the shape. So let's get back. I will do Control Z, 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 Z. Okay, now this is the circle. I'm going to increase the line thickness. I'm going to change the line thickness first, the line color first, then I'm going to increase the line thickness. I'm changing it to 4, or let me make it 8. Okay, 8 is okay. Then I'll click on this guy and place it here. Okay, place it here. Then okay, I want it to be this way. Okay, then I will duplicate. Okay, no, let me do the power clip first. Sorry. I will click on this guy, say object, power clip, place inside this shape. It has gone into the shape. I will edit, bring this guy, put it that way. Aha, put it this way. Can even increase it a bit. Okay, put it this way. Now by the time I say finished, see the way it is. It's the way it is. Now the part of this person that has been cut off by the borders of this image, I am going to bring them out. What do? I go back to the power clip, the image inside the power clip. I click on the image and I say Control C. Control C means copy. So I've copied the image. Then I'll click on finish. That means I'm now outside the power clip, and I'll say Control V. I'll tap Control, hold down Control key and V. Now what do? I will now use my shape tool to cut off this part of the cloth that is outside the circle, excuse me. So once I do this, you see what I have achieved. So I've successfully placed the man in the circle, but part of his body is outside the circle. Remember, to achieve this, I used 2 images. One is power clipped inside, and that one that's power clipped inside, I duplicated it, or I copied it, tapped on finish, which shows that I've finished working on the power clip. Then I now tapped, I held down Control, and I now tapped I now tapped V rather. I hold down Control and I now tapped V, which means paste. Now you can create this kind of work, and when you're done creating this, to make sure that the images are the same, because if I click on this now and try to move, only the image outside will move, but that's not what I want, and that might not be what you want to. So what I'm going to do is I will highlight. I'll click somewhere outside and drag to cover all the images involved in that design, and I will press Control G, which is group. The other way to do it is to right click and you see group. I click on group, Control G. So they are grouped together now. So if I move, everything moves with me. Everything moves with me. So that is how you do power clipping. Now, if you want to achieve transparency, how do you do that? You want to make something transparent, how do you do that? There is a tool in your toolbox. I'm coming, let this image wait. There is a tool in your toolbox called a transparency tool. Now, assuming it is this background that I want to make transparent, I'll click on my transparency tool, click anywhere and drag into that. You see, the upper part of it has been faded, maybe that's not the side I want to fed. So what should I have done? I shouldn't have dragged in. I should have clicked somewhere inside the background and dragged down. And you see that the lower part is fed. So as I adjust these control nodes, the what is it called now? The transparency also adjusts, So where and how do we use this kind of effect in design? Let me show you where this can be used. Now let me remove this background. Let me keep it to the side. Let me get in another background, a brighter background this time. Import backgrounds. So let me import this background. Okay, now assuming I want to maybe have a text in a design and I need a background to support my text. You have seen this oftentimes, especially in designs like flyer. I've drawn a rectangle there. I'll fill it with a black fill. I'll remove the outline. I'll right click here to remove the outline, or I'll right click here to remove the outline. Then I'll go to my transparency tool and click and drag. So what I try to do is to blend. It seems as though it's not very clear. Okay, let me bring in another background. That will help us. Then I will explain what I did. Okay, let me bring in this background again. Watch. You see that rectangle I faded? When I bring it to the front now, object order to front of page. And when I bring it to front now, you see the effect. So I make sure I align them properly. Drag this down. I can push this up a bit. If I need to get it very well, I'll just okay. Now if you need to align your work very well, especially at the edges, what should you do? I usually would drag my line. There's a ruler, a guideline that you can get from the ruler. Once you click by this ruler and hold down your mouse, I can drag, place it there, drag it to the other side as well. Just hold on, you see what I'm trying to do. Hold on, drag it to the other side. I need my pick tool. Okay, keep it there. I can also do it down here. Keep it here. So when I've done that, I'll go to view. Look for snap. Make sure that my snap is on. My snap should be on. Snap to, I'll say snap to guideline. I'll turn on snap to guideline. Once that is done, if I drag this shape this way, it will get magneted to that guideline that I brought. If I try to move this now, bam, it will get magneted there. So this way none of my shapes will go beyond or go out of where I want them to be. So this one I'll drag and get them properly aligned. So that's how I align my thing, so that well, after your design you wouldn't see things shooting out here and there. So if I have done this now, I still need to work on this. Bring this down a bit. Okay, if I've done this now, I can go ahead and enter texts. here now that is dark. I can also replicate it up, assuming I want to have a similar thing up there. For me to replicate it, I have to say Ctrl C, Ctrl V. CV means Ctrl C is copy, Ctrl V is paste. So I've pasted it on itself. I am going to invert the shape. I've inverted the shape. I will now move it up. I'll now move it up. So I'm moving it up now. Are you seeing that? I'm moving it up here. Bam. Okay, so this is how I've created this effect. So I can write up there as well as down. I can reduce this. You understand? Okay, so this is how you can create such an effect using CorelDraw, especially when you're creating something like flyers, church flyers. Up here now you can have the name of the church, and down here you can have your date, your venue, and maybe the image of those who are going to speak. I've already shown you how to import image, so importing an image is not an issue. But let me bring out the other image that's at the back. Let me bring it to the front. Object order to front. So assuming this is who I want to use as a speaker in the program, I can afford to ungroup. Now that I've ungrouped, I'm bringing out, I want to use a copy of this person's image. Okay, so I can use a copy of this image. I can even use it here. Okay, so I can go on and bring this to front. Object order to front. Okay, so have you seen this effect? So this is how you can create something. We are already creating flyer. If you're following this tutorial since the day we started, you can see that you have gotten to the point that you are creating flyer. A round of applause for you. A round of applause. I applaud you. So if you practice this, you are a step into the creation of flyer. I wouldn't know if anybody has any question. I will want to break this video at this point so that you can practice everything you have learned. Let me know if there are any challenge, and be sure that I will answer your questions. Drop questions on the YouTube channel in the comment section. Drop questions on our WhatsApp group, and be sure that you will receive answers from me. I will respond to you definitely. So thank you very much until we meet in the next class. Remain blessed. Practice your CorelDraw and you'll be the best.